We are in Ocala, Florida, right near 75, as you can see out that way, and State Road 200, which is that way. We are at the Highlands Heathbrook properties area, where the Highlands of Heathbrook apartments and Highland Estates are. As you can see, there's more apartments over there by the small mall area before 75. And at one time, all of this land, from here to a mile that way, to 2 miles that way, to all of this to 200, was a farm. Now, I had found this on Google Maps when I had happened to just look up our apartment one time and then noticed the woods a mile off from our apartment, and got curious and zoomed in on Google Earth and proceeded to find the top of this building and a few other small things and a lot of the old broken down fence lines that are crossed everywhere. And I got curious, and after a few months I finally found the time one day to take the hike out here and see what it's all about. Obviously there was a lot here at one time, but it is not as old as I thought. Most of what I'm seeing fencing-wise, watering-wise, plumbing-wise, and this stable-wise, we're looking at late 70s, maybe even possibly early 80s. Wiring's all modern, plumbing's all modern. As you can see right here from some of the wiring, they even have toggle and dimmer type switches, so nothing incredibly old. Lots of dung on the ground. Lots and lots. So either the cattle I see grazing out in that field on the other side still wander around and stay in here on maybe rainy nights and such, or when this was being used, it wasn't being kept very clean. Really only these stalls on this far end that are started on are clean. The rest of them are quite full. And it's all fresher stuff, so I'm just going to presume it's from the herd of cattle down there on the other side of that field. I see some bulls with them, so try to stay as far away from them as possible. As you can see, it hasn't been messed with much. There's obviously been people here because there's quite a few beer cans and stuff around. No graffiti or anything like that. This was well used when it was used, though. You can see the tops of the doors are worn down, which you'll notice a lot if you've lived on or spent time on a farm. That horses and such, they wear down the tops of those doors. They like to gnaw on them all the time, so. But it hasn't been messed with much. Not quite sure when everything was bought out. Like I said, as you can see, not that old. There's more Equicare, lots of modern stuff. I haven't seen anything that looked remotely older than the 70s. Medicine cabinet was. This is one of the things that keeps me off, that not many people have been here to mess around with stuff. There's still syringes sitting there, and those weren't left there by junkies. They were there from the medicine cabinet with the Equian supplies in it. And usually if you've got an area where people have been a lot and partied and messed with stuff, those will be taken by some young kid wanting to tote them off and show them to their friends. Lots of shoes everywhere, which I find weird when I'm urban exploring. I always find shoes everywhere. Now, I myself have never lost a shoe urban exploring, or really woods walking or anything at all, so I'm not quite sure how so many people lose shoes, but obviously somehow it happens. Here we've got the bathroom. I do notice that is cast and lead piping, so like I said, looks maybe mid-late 70s. I'm guessing the property was bought out by Heathbrook. At the front of the property, about a half mile down on the road, there's a sign for sale for all the acreage out here by a bank. So I also noticed walking through here that all the trees and the woods out there coming up to here are all marked for cut down and keep. So it's obviously going to be cleared out for more development whenever it's bought. There's another shoe. Like I said, always finding shoes. Garbage left behind. There's 9 name tags, so I'm guessing this was more of a private stable or a rent stable than a commercial property. Most commercial properties you see, they don't bother putting name tags on there. They'll just have the stalls numbered and you know, a clipboard number on it. But other than this, and 2 little pump houses, this is all I found. I did find an area what looked like would have been the residency or some sort of office building, but that area has pretty much been bulldozered and cleaned out. Everything has. I'm not quite sure why they didn't knock this down and clear it out too, because pretty much everything else has. Let's see what do we got here. What are these? Monitor tape screen. That's like drainage piping of some sort. A lot of empty bags of sand and Quikrete. I'm not quite sure I'm understanding that, but I'm sure it serves some purpose. If you can see far out there, there's quite a large group of cattle out there. Not really a lot around. I'm glad to see it's not all graffitied up though. And like I said, you know, modern PVC for most of the water and stuff, so there's a pump house right there outside. All the way out the woods, mile that way, there was another pump house when I came in that looked like it was just mainly irrigation. Probably going to go out to the left out there through the woods the way I came in because I don't want to go near those cattle in the water pen, especially with the 2 bulls I see out there. But interesting place. From the outside, from Google Maps, the roof is starting to get blown off. You can see the center is actually missing. It's supposed to be capped, like this is. It's not the same shoe. I swear to you, it's another shoe. Like I said, every time I'm urban exploring, I find shoes all over the place. But yeah, other than that, pretty interesting. I see no company names, no company literature, nothing to show who owned it. I see a lot of plastic yard-style advertisement signs for a driveway repaving company and such. But other than that, still a mystery to me. Hopefully I can find something out and solve for at least myself the riddle of what this place used to be and why it didn't seem like it was here very long before the whole area got bought out and plowed over. But as anyone knows, in Central Florida, Ocala is the horse capital, Brick City. So there are so many horse farms, training facilities, breeding facilities, and such out here that one less doesn't even make a dent. So who knows? Maybe this was somebody's business venture that lasted for a while and went to kaput, or, well, like I said, who knows? It's a nice sunny day here in Ocala, Florida. Another thing I noticed is there are still hay bales. They're not fresh by any means. They look like they're from this property, not moved here, and they're quite rotted and dense in the middle. I went to one of them and stuck my knife in the middle of it, and it's nice and rotted and dense. So the cattle that are here really don't seem to be being kept a very good eye on. So, who knows? Hopefully I'll solve the riddle, and if I do, I will possibly make an update video. This is Boots.